We are in Shiraz, Hafiziyeh, and we are here with a friend from Holland. Welcome to Iran.
Thank you.
So how long have you been here in Iran?
At this moment, a week.
A week.
Yeah,
and how did you find it?
Yeah, it's perfect because 16 years ago I was also in Iran.
Okay, so it's your second time.
Second time, and I want to go back because 16 years ago it was so fine in Iran to stay here.
Okay.
And I want to see Shiraz and Isfahan and Qom. And what is the look of it? They're different, and
Sure.
it's more different. Yes.
So it's a lot of change happened since. Okay.
What has changed? Yeah.
The people are more free to talk with me. 16 years ago, they don't dare to talk with me
Okay.
and now they're talking and they're very curious about me and my friends and the group. And I'm curious, of course, back to them. They're nice people. I like the people around. Yes.
So they're friendly enough?
Yes, very friendly. Oh, I love them. It's very
So
good.
when where are you going next after Shiraz?
Next time we go to, it's tomorrow we go to Isfahan.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it is very great. It's three days, and I love the city. And then we go to Tehran.
Okay.
Couple of days and then back to Amsterdam.
Have you learned anything in Farsi, the language?
Erst?
Have you learned anything in the...
Erst?
Esh. Esh, I mean the word for love.
Yeah.
Esh is the word for love.
Totally.
That's a beautiful word to learn.
Yeah, like here,
Yeah.
to love, Hafez.
Yeah, so
Did you know about it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I can't read it. But,
Yeah, of course.
My friend has buy a book, and he told a version, a poem from Hafez. It was nice, but it's always difficult to in another language.
Sure.
You have to hear it and to learn it in the language of the.
But have you heard of him before at all? Like, did you know him at all before you?
No, not in my country.
Okay,
No, it's not,
okay.
No.
Okay, so maybe this is a good way that you can go back to your country
when
and
I
tell
go
them
back
about
and,
Hafez.
or I go via the internet and look Hafez and I
Sure,
try
yeah.
to translate. But
Sure.
because I want to know about it.
Sure, yeah.
Also, yes.
Great.
Yes, I love it.
If you'd have a message to say to people watching, what would you tell them about Iran?
Yes, come to Iran and you will, knowing the people and the places, they're very kindly, the people, the places are very beautiful, the history, that's great. And I was in Persepolis, so that is when you know the story about Iran, and now it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
And have a nice stay
Thank
in
you.
Iran. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi again and welcome back to Iran Travel Guide. We are here today. It's almost the end of a beautiful day in west of Iran, near Ardabil, in forest which is called Fandoglu.
Yes, Fandoglu means hazelnut, and the forest is over this way, where there are lots and lots of interesting trees. Obviously there are lots of hazelnuts, as well. Of
course, yeah.
But there are also oaks, willows, hornbeams, many other types as well.
And many fruit trees like apple, like plums.
Yes, quince.
Quince, yeah, different types of trees.
Yeah, we're surrounded by farmland here, but in the middle of all this farmland there's a nature reserve, which is where we're standing now. You may be able to see some crop fields behind us, but a lot of Iran's food comes from this northwestern region.
And this area, it's over 18 hectares, which out of this 18 hectares...
18,000 hectares.
18,000, excuse me, 18,000 hectares, which out of this 18,000 hectares, 4,000 is just the forest, and the rest are the plantation lands and also the grazing lands for animals.
Yes, the cattle and the goats in this area are especially famous, as are the dairy products that come from their milk. Behind us here, we see some cows, we also see some goats further around. But this area is protected, which means that there's land given over here for deer and other wild animals to live peacefully and preserve endangered species.
And not only animals. In this land you can find thousands of different types of flowers, beautiful in different colors, depends which season you come here. It's been recorded over 100 different types of them. It's just recorded.
Yes, and the landscape here for me was a real shock. I mean, even for you it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, it was.
For me, like these rolling hills with small trees and bushes all around them, along with the farmland, don't remind me of something like Iran at all. That's not what I thought it would be. They remind me actually of Scotland and Northern Ireland, where my family is from and where we grew up, as well as the rolling hills of England. This is kind of, it was a real shock to me. Even on the drive up here, I was kept on saying,
he was very nostalgic after seeing
absolutely.
here. He's missing his grandma right now.
No, but this whole northern plateau, once you come over the mountains, they become rolling hills, open farmland, lots of wheat, lots of barley grown here, potatoes too. And it's a really, really different environment from anywhere else. It catches all the water from the surrounding mountains and has very fertile land.
And lots of herbs. The herbs of this area also are very famous. The herbs which have medical usages, plus they can be used for cooking and other things, but they're very special only for this area.
Yes, and so this whole area is really interesting, and there's plenty of facilities around. We're in, at the moment, just behind the camera here, there's an extensive campsite where there's various activities, including grass skiing, which I've never tried, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do later on.
Yeah, it depends if it's open right now or not. But yeah, grass skiing, there are lots of accommodation here available, depends what you want. There are different types of cottages, or just you can come here, do camping. There are camps available,
tents around here, and it's relatively accessible from the main road. From
restaurants, cafes, and all sorts of facilities are available here.
So we've seen a lot of families today enjoying being out in the wild nature, away from the cities, and yeah, it's really, really nice, really peaceful. The wind comes here, so even though it's sunny, it's nice and cool, and it's just a really nice place to be.
And I've heard actually like over there are lots of blackberry bushes, but I'm so looking forward to go and pick some because I love blackberry.
Yeah, let's go see what we can find. So come with us as we explore here and in the forest later on.
Okay, thank you.
Cool, let's go down.
Let's pick up some flowers.
Just one or two?
Yeah, not just one or two.
Very nice. Easy here.
Thank you. Like, you know, the landscape there, it's like reminds me of my childhood cartoons.
Yeah?
You know?
Which one?
Like the ones that like I don't know, all of them.
Magical land.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. It's amazing. Isn't it?
There was one I remember very well. It was like exactly like this. There was a house with some goats and cows around.
Yeah. But just look at the mountains in the background as well. So
Yeah.
the mix of the rocks and the forest, the grey and the green. It's beautiful.
Have you seen a hazelnut tree before?
I have, yeah.
Good.
I've picked hazelnuts before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So we can do it again.
Yeah, if we find them in season. Not sure if the nuts will be ready at the moment.
It's lots of flowers.
Yeah. It's kind of like
Is that a white one?
looking at some of these, you know, when you see this from far away, it almost looks like a rock field because there's so much white there, but actually when you get up close you realise it's flowers. You see the cows over there,
Yeah, I do.
grazing away.
It's very beautiful to see that all the flowers and all the grasses, because of the wind, they have like a movement.
Yeah, rippling through there. So
Yeah, which looks like a dance, as if they're dancing.
they're dancing, or as if they're a river, or as if they're
Yeah, it looks
the
like a
ocean.
river. Exactly. There's a wave.
Thanks for joining us again on Iran Travel Guide. We're here in the city of Mashhad, where we've come to a beautiful and luxury fish restaurant to try some of the local delicacies from the region.
Some of you might really like to travel to some countries to try the traditional food. But of course there are some others who prefer to keep going with their own food or seafoods or Western foods.
Yeah, there's a variety of different options available, which is great for people who perhaps don't eat certain things, have certain dietary requirements, vegetarians and the like.
Yeah, I see you're quite excited.
I am indeed. No,
Yeah, my husband is very foodie, so.
Absolutely, and I really love seafood. I mean, we've been looking forward to trying some great seafood for ages. Although Mashhad is not on the sea exactly, it's close enough to the Caspian that it gets a lot of the delicacies from that region.
Not only in the Caspian Sea, also in the south of Iran, in the Persian Gulf, and in north, of course, the Caspian Sea, you can have different types of fish. And there are lots of rivers, river fish. So Iran has very good seafood. You can have, like, wherever you are in the country, you can have fresh fish, because there must be a river or a sea, something close to that area that you can have access to some fresh fish.
Yes, and some of the delicacies that come from the Caspian Sea are famous in the region, and they have their own local dishes as well. The local curries and sauces that go with it make it very special. Kebabbed fish is a real speciality and is something very nice to try. It's a sort of different way of cooking it than others who would. But there's also, of course, the fried fish, battered fish, and fish done in the oven, baked fish as well.
Yeah, so we're going to have a look at the menu. I'm going to choose a food for Stuart. You want to go for seafood?
Of course, that's why we're here.
Yeah. Okay. We have different types of steaks.
Like
Fish steaks, yes, of course, fish steaks. Trout steaks, and shurida fish steak, salmon steak.
They even have a fish and chips though in British
Yeah.
style as well. So for me that would be like being home. I mean, I'm not going to try that right now because I'm probably quite used to it, but it does exist, it's around. But also interestingly there's shrimps as well. So it's not just fish that they have. There are different types of seafood, mussels, scallops, other sort of things like crabs as well, come from the Persian Gulf especially. So there's lots of different types of fish as well as other seafood you can get, oysters for example.
So, you want to keep going with your choice and choose something?
I think I know what I'm going to go for. Go for
You know?
Go for the king prawns, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to go for the same. Thank you for being with us. And sorry we cannot share the food with you. You should come and try it yourself.
It's going to be good, definitely.
Yeah.
So, well, I think the shrimp should be.
Yeah, that's
should be
perfect for
very
me
nice.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get the order in.
Yeah. The best.
I'm looking forward to it. You are as well? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've tried some really good river fish, especially like the trout has been awesome. You know, some of the ones that have come from there.